This is Module 6, and it's Part 4 of the rubric Community Building. What we'll talk about is the foundation, maintenance, and announcements. Okay, for the foundation, what this is the very first week of class is dedicated to establishing identity. It is dedicated to community building, fostering social presence, and assisting in the students' comfort level. And what they need to do is interact with the other students. So within the first week, this is where you have your getting started information. We've talked about this before. They need to know what is going on in the course and what they will do. The first week for community building it is important to have student introductions at the beginning. This creates a welcoming learning environment and a sense of community with the students. They introduce themselves and they talk about different things, and I'm trying to lead them into their discussion. Introduce yourself. What do you want to do when you graduate? What you want to be in 5-10 years? And to tell everyone something about yourself as a person that no one else knows. They don't have to do something secret, but it's just something else. And it is just amazing as to the conversations that start developing after the students post this. Of course, the very first thing is that you as an instructor needs to introduce yourself. Also, students need to have a place within the discussion area to voice concerns, ask questions, and discuss issues. We've talked about that a couple times, and that is the coffee house discussion. It goes there. It's part of the introduction module. It's part of, there's a link in the syllabus. So that is there. They need to have an area that they can ask questions, discuss issues, not tied to a grade. The instructor is available and participates if they have questions that they can help them about. They can guide them. This is explained in the course shell. The next area is announcements. Course announcements are preset for each module and provide students with a clear message on what they are studying and the expected activities for that module. So I have my module. Don't you like Jenny here? This is an announcement, and it is preset to appear at the very beginning of the module when we're going to cover this. I just have copied the first part of the module and put it in here. You can make a more personal announcement or personal invitation as to explaining what is going on, but this is what I have chosen to do here. And each one of those is scheduled to open at a specific time when the module opens. So I have one for each one of them. So it has, when I talk about, course evaluations, that pops up at the end of the semester. I have one about the course completion. It's the end of the last module in the course. So all of the announcements are here. I do make announcements if about the exam is coming up, prepare. You have so many, you make an announcement here so that the students understand what's going on. So it opens, I have an announcement for each one of these modules. I do have a course completion module in the course that I haven't talked about, set up exactly as the other ones. It's the last week of before finals. They discuss the course. It's a discussion forum. It's very interesting as to what you learn in here. I do not communicate. It's the students talk back and forth, but it does help me the next time I set up a class as to, okay, they didn't quite get something. Maybe I need to make a video to help explain this one concept. So the students are, a lot of these online courses, it's reading, but they want an explanation, and that's where Panopto will help you and them succeed in this course. So it's a lot of this last class I taught, they said, a video in this area would help us understand more. A video in that area would help understand more. So that's what I will be doing for the next class. Well, that is the end of Module 6, Part 4, Community Building.